Okay, so here is your daily tracker. Basically what you're going to want to do is set up your daily tracker, and there's a couple different tips that I have around that. The first thing is the first step, and that's really just adding in what is currently on your schedule. So July 14th, this service provider has 3 guests scheduled. You're going to want to write the guest name, the service that they're scheduled for, how much that service costs, and what type of client they are. In this case, it's a return request. So you're going to want to make sure you have all that information for each guest that's coming in. In this case, it's a new guest. The next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take this offering plan section and just draw a line down the middle. On the left side, you're going to write all of the guest's history. On the right side, you're going to come up with a plan of action for each guest. So the first thing that I've done is I've looked up all of the guests that are scheduled for today. We're going to write down 3 things in the history section. The first thing that we're going to write down is we're going to write down how many weeks it has been since the guest's last appointment, so that when we're making a pre-book offering, we know that information. The next thing that we're going to look up is we're going to look up any additional service history. Have they had a brow wax? Have they had a manicure before? What about a hair treatment? Any history that we have on these guests, so that when they come in and we're developing our plan, we can be mindful of what they had and what they haven't had, and make our plan based on that information. And then the third and final thing we're going to look up on their history is any retail history, and just journaling what type of buyer they are. Do they get retail every time? Do they get retail sometimes or never? And why that's important is because based on that information, you're going to take a different approach for each guest. Once you have your history journaled and filled out, you're going to come up with your plan. So in this case, Sue Smith, she was here 6 weeks ago, she had brow waxes, and she only ever buys quick dry hairspray. So the plan that's been developed is we're going to offer her 6 weeks because we really like that time frame. We're going to talk to her about brows because she received those last time and we want to see how much she loved them and offer that again to her. And then we are going to check in perhaps about the quick dry hairspray, but really what we're doing is we're narrowing it down to 2 main focuses on this guest. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do that for each guest. Like in this case, we're going to offer Redken men's product to Bob and really just encourage him to try something new today. In this case, we're going to offer the guest a 6 weeks appointment pre-book, and we're going to talk to her about a hair treatment for $15. Once you've decided on your offering plan, you're going to go down to the bottom, add up your whole entire day. So there's $138 on the books at this point. Offering total, there's $33 in additional services you're going to find under our plan here, brow waxes and hair treatment. So when added together, it ends up being $33. So when you add both what's on the book and what the offering total is, it's $171. The next step is to really work your plan. What the idea is that you would be offering these things and paying attention during the day and staying focused around what it is going to be that I'm going to focus on with the guests. The next thing's kind of my favorite. And basically what this is now that you've worked your day, you're going to add it up. These are your actual total sections. So in this case, the guest received those haircuts. This one said yes to the brow wax. In this case, they got their haircut and their color, and they said no to the hair treatment. But at the end of the day, the total was $156, and we were able to generate some additional money by making that additional service offering. We also have the service totals here and the retail total here. I like to customize these bottom boxes that are left empty, and one of the things I like to do is I like to put the words new money underneath here. And in this case, the brow wax said yes, so we've generated an additional $18 worth of new money. I also like to track my tip income. So in this section, this stylist has earned an additional $27 in tip income. And we use this information to track daily and weekly. And as we're planning for our week, we can go ahead and see how we're doing compared to our goals up here. Remember that $128 service goal and that $26 daily retail goal? We can be using this information to be kind of seeing where the gap is, if we're over for the week or if we're under and we kind of need to develop a plan. So I hope this is helpful, and I hope you make a whole bunch of new money because of it. Thank you.